Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Melody, and today we are talking about the legends of the second generation of K-pop, TVXQ. So somewhere between 2003 and 2012, we had the Hallyu Wave, otherwise known as the golden age of K-pop. The Hallyu Wave started in China from Korea due to the popularity of Korean dramas. With the additional force of the soft power initiative from the Korean government, even more groups and idols were introduced during this time than were introduced during the first generation of K-pop, which if you missed my video on that or any of the other K-pop history videos I have done, I will leave a link in the description or card at the end of the video somewhere for you guys to go ahead and check that out. But with this rise of brand new groups, we also had a rise in what we can see as the basis for today's fan culture. There was more of a focus on marketing, with groups wanting a maximum exposure to the public during this time. We also saw the rise of the pioneers for K-pop world tours, and idols and groups had appearances on and started their own TV shows and K-dramas. This group of second generation idols includes your favorite idols' favorite idols. Such as Super Junior, Brown Eyed Girls, Big Bang, Shinoshide or Girls' Generation, Kara, Wonder Girls, 2PM, SHINee, 21, Beast, FX, Tiara, Miss A, and Sister. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. And of course, last but not least, TVXQ, the focus of today's video. It is generally accepted that the second generation of K-pop begins when the boy group TVXQ debuted in 2003. They debuted under SM Entertainment after the disbandment of HOT in 2001 and Shinhwa's departure in 2003. Producer Lee Soo-man of SM Entertainment went on a search for another boy band to stay competitive in the growing K-pop market. TVXQ was originally a 5-member group consisting of the members Yoonho, Max Changmin, Jaejung, Miki Yuchun, and Sha Junsu. I hope I'm pronouncing all of those right. If I'm not, please forgive me. Yoonho joined SM in 2000 and was a member of several failed groups, including the group 4 Seasons with Super Junior's Heechul and Kangin, and he also performed on Daena's debut single Diamonds and toured with her. Yoonho was also a backup dancer for the group Shinhwa. Jaejung auditioned for SM in 2001 and was accepted, and was also briefly in the group 4 Seasons. Kim Junsu joined after having been a trainee for almost 6 years with SM. Max Changmin joined next, and then Miki Yuchun joined after only a few months of training. TVXQ immediately launched into mainstream recognition following the release of their first single Hug in 2004. They then released 5 albums, Triangle also in 2004, Rising Sun in 2005, Oh Jung Ban Hup in 2006, Mirotic in 2008, and 4 Japanese albums, Heart, Mind, and Soul in 2006, 5 in the Black in 2007, T in 2008, and The Secret Code in 2009. The success of The Secret Code solidified their status as one of the starters of the Hallyu Wave in Japan. But of course, their successes were not without trials. In October of 2006, while promoting their album, an anti-fan who had been running an anti-TVXQ website for 2 years gave Yoonho an orange juice drink with super glue mixed into it. After drinking it, Yoonho began vomiting and was rushed to the hospital. The anti-fan turned herself in, and Yoonho requested that no charges be pressed against her. But Yoonho ultimately struggled with the aftermath of the incident, recounting on NBC's Radio Star show in 2019 that he suffered from an anxiety disorder, saying, "I got so angry with myself. I believed it's an illness of the mind, so I decided to solve the root of the issue. I prepared 10 bottles of orange juice and opened it up. My hands started shaking, but I ignored the shaking and just drank it. I didn't get better right away after drinking it once, but I did gradually get better. Now I don't have any issues. I can one-shot the whole thing after taking off the lid." Basically, Yoonho tried exposure therapy on himself without supervision, which is generally not recommended in the therapy field, but it seemed to work, I guess. In November of 2008, the Korean Commission of Youth Protection ruled that Neurotic was detrimental to youths and declared that the lyrics were provocative and overly sexual. The album covers were pasted with a sticker warning parents that the album was inappropriate for those under the age of 19. In addition, any performances of the song would not be allowed to air until after 10 p.m., lest any young eyes should see it. This order was done under the Korean Youth Protection Act of 1997 in order to protect young people from harmful substances and environments, to help young people grow into healthy adults, and to regulate access to harmful media and entertainment. But what was so inappropriate about the song? The commission decided that the lyrics "I Got You" and "Under My Skin" were too provocative. SM filed an injunction to be able to change these lyrics and create a quote-unquote clean version of the song, changing the lyrics "I got you" to "I chose you" and "under my skin" to "under my sky," with the whole phrase "I got you under my sky" remaining in the song. Along with these lyrics, a slew of others were deemed inappropriate by the commission. Nearly 16,000 people also signed a petition on a forum called Agora and argued that the album had already been out for a while before the ruling, so there really was no point in limiting it now. The commission also struggled to rein in copies of the quote-unquote unclean version that was then shared and spread online. Remember, this was before things like Spotify existed. In March of 2009, the Seoul Administrative Court ultimately ruled in favor of SM Entertainment, and both the clean and unclean versions remain available for consumers today. And then last but not least, on July 31st of 2009, three members of the group, Jaejung, Yoo-chun, and Junsu, filed a lawsuit over the validity of their contract with SM with the Seoul Central District Court. The points of their lawsuit were that the 13-year contract was excessively long, their schedules were held out without the confirmation or permission of the members, and that the group's earnings were not fairly distributed to the members. If the three members wanted to terminate their contract, it would cost them approximately twice as much as they had earned over the years as part of the group. This lawsuit was such a bombshell that the news of it caused SM Entertainment stock price to drop by over 10%. In October of 2009, the court issued a temporary injunction on behalf of the three members, officially halting their group activities with TVXQ. This injunction made it so SM Entertainment could not interfere with the members' individual activities while the court was deciding the final ruling for the lawsuit. SM then called a press conference saying they were attacked by the three defecting members, saying that they were just wanting to promote their cosmetics company, kpop, without the restrictions that their schedules with SM had created. SM even submitted a complaint on criminal misdemeanor charges against kpop. However, it was never brought to court by the prosecutor on the grounds of insufficient evidence. At this point, the group's fans also got involved, with 120,000 TVXQ fans filing a petition against SM Entertainment's long-term contracts to the Seoul District Court. The group's fan club, Cassiopeia, also filed for compensation from SM in Korea due to the cancellation of the group's appearance at SM Town because of the injunction. The concert had been canceled only 1 week before the performance date without any notification to the fans. Their concert in Shenzhen, which was to be held in November, was also canceled. However, the complete group was still able to perform and promote in Japan because they were managed under a different company there. That is, until April of 2010, when their Japanese management company AVEX announced an indefinite suspension to TVXQ's activities in the country. The three suing members, Jaejung, Yoo-chun, and Junsu, then split from TVXQ and formed their own group, JYJ. The trio signed a new contract with AVEX to form this new special unit, which was announced on April 13, 2010. On February 17th of 2011, the Seoul Central District Court dismissed SM Entertainment's injunction against the three, filed in April of 2010 for damage compensation. In September of 2012, the final decision on the case was postponed indefinitely by the Seoul Central District Court for mediation under the Justice Department. The other two members, Yuno and Changmin, remained with SM under their original group name of TVXQ. An SM official was quoted as saying, "We made a judgment that we don't have to manage the three members of JYJ any longer as they expressed their intention not to keep their activities as TVXQ." They also said that they ended the legal dispute in order to, quote, avoid bringing additional harm to Yuno and Changmin, who are active as TVXQ, and to avoid making any more unneeded issues. In 2011, TVXQ made a comeback as the duo of Changmin and Yuno with their album Keep Your Head Down. During this time, the duo did speak out on the conflict with their former members, with Yuno saying that JYJ had, quote, exceedingly deep conflicts with SM and the members had irreconcilable differences about their career. Changmin added that they had worked hard to get where they were, but, quote, hadn't yet reaped the fruits of their labor. JYJ responded saying, quote, that they did not regret their decision in leaving SM. Fans did wonder if the lyrics of the song Keep Your Head Down were referring to the split, but Yuno squashed these rumors saying that, quote, people would think that no matter what song we released. The now duo of TVXQ continued to tour and release albums, even releasing a 10th anniversary album in 2014 and breaking records with their concerts. In December of 2023, TVXQ released their 20th anniversary album 20 and 2, 20 Years and 2 Members, and continued their tour for this and their 11th album, Zone, into 2025. But what happened with JYJ? In April of 2010, the trio released their EP, The, which topped the Oricon charts in Japan. Their next albums, The Beginning, also released in 2010, and their first fully Korean album, In Heaven, went to number 1 on Korea's Gaon album chart. They were also the first K-pop group to perform in Chile and Peru. In 2019, Yuchun's contract was ended when their company, CJES Entertainment, I'm not sure if it's pronounced CJES Entertainment maybe, reported that he had tested positive for the upper Philopon. Yuchun has maintained his innocence in this and started a solo career under the company Race Yellow in 2020 and has been running his solo activities there since. In November of 2021, CJES Entertainment announced Junso had left after his contract expired. It was never explained whether or not he was still an active member of JYJ. In 2022, Jaejung and Junsu teamed back up for an OST, the song Sixth Magnitude Star. They were not credited as JYJ for this song, and that same year, CJES Entertainment removed the group from their website. Jaejung then left the management company in 2023 to pursue a producing career and a successful YouTube channel. In 2024, Jaejung and Junsu began to perform under the name JX, officially marking the end of JYJ's activities. The initial lawsuit that the group made against SM also led to shorter contracts for idols and groups, overall shortening and improving what were previously known in the industry as slave contracts. You may have also heard of the JYJ law, which was passed in 2015. This amendment to Korea's Broadcasting Act prevents third parties from blacklisting certain individuals or groups from appearing on television. This act was named after the group because it was believed by their management company that SM or other third parties were preventing JYJ's appearance on music shows. The effectiveness of the act has been called into question as some groups and idols still remain blacklisted from popular music shows. Well, that was a lot. TVXQ accomplished much and had a lot of turmoil. They also addressed most of the things that happened to them with grace and tact. I feel like things are a lot different now with idol groups and their fans on social media, and everything usually gets blown way out of proportion. Now, with many idols and groups taking matters into their own hands, I feel that groups like JYJ and TVXQ paved the way, to borrow a phrase, for them to do so. Overall, I really think that TVXQ kind of encapsulates what modern K-pop is like now. Artists have much more freedom and are less controlled, but there is still abuse under management companies to idols and infighting between fans. This is probably going to be my last K-pop related video for a while. If you saw my last video, you know why. But basically, there's only so many times that I can say K-pop fans are kind of insane before I myself start to lose my marbles. I'd also be lying if I didn't mention that the intense comments from stans didn't bother me, because they do. So I'm going to be taking my channel in a little bit of a different direction, although still definitely music-based, and I am going to keep myself open to making more K-pop related videos in the future, although they probably won't be as frequent. But let me know your guys' thoughts on TVXQ and JYJ below. Have you been following them for a long time? Do you have a bias? Let me know your comments on the different things that happened to them. Let me know your favorite song by either of the groups. And while you're down in that comment section, don't forget to check out my links in the description. I have my social medias there. It is MelodyKnoxYT on Blue Sky and Instagram. I'm going to be planning to post more things there soon. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. And also check out my affiliate links down below. It just kind of helps out this channel a little bit monetarily since I really don't make a whole lot from YouTube yet. So if you want to check those out to help me out, that would be really great. Otherwise, go ahead and give this video a like if you liked it today. Subscribe down below if you are new and you want to stick around, even though my content is going to be changing. I hope that you still stay with me through all of this if you enjoy the videos that I make. In general, they're going to be kind of similar, the same kind of formats of, music history, social analysis kind of thing. So make sure you stick around for that. Thank you if you have stuck through my channel changes with me. I really, really appreciate you all. Share this video around with someone if you want them to know more about TVXQ. And as always, don't forget to drink some water, take your medicine today, and eat something if you haven't done those 3 things yet. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!